of my favorite parts of the intro, made by one of my besties, Allie.
She's the best.
She is.
Hi, and welcome to FrazlCast. Climb aboard the GNOME Train.
Chugga, 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 chugga.
Please make sure to keep your limbs and experimental instruments inside the train at all times. And now, on with the show.
On with the show.
A podcast by a Blizzard fan gnome about World of Warcraft and geeky stuff. I promise you, they do talk about the World of Warcraft. They just go off the rails sometimes.
So I messaged Brandon T. Blaylock about that, and I said, Brandon, you realize that you never used a gendered pronoun in that? And he was like, absolutely, because I don't have to redo that for this.
No.
So it was like,
That's awesome.
because I've been listening to stuff like, okay, yep, gendered there, and all that, but that one fully gender neutral. It's like, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, today I am Frazly, as always, the always fabulous Frazly, and I am joined by Charity of the Lions by Tavern.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
I'm great. I'm super excited to be here.
Oh,
Yay!
I'm glad you're here because I had so much fun when I was on your show. That was like just an amazing experience. It was.
Oh, I'm so glad because it was like it was one of my favorite episodes, and I was like super on par. I was like, oh my god, she gets me.
Yes. And I loved how we would like go into something of our childhood, like VeggieTales songs.
Yeah, and nobody got it, but we did.
And these were the OG ones, not the later ones, but especially the
the original gangsta
Now,
VeggieTales.
Would you? Why am I now picturing Bob and Larry walking around smoking something? I don't know.
Right? Whatever.
But would you consider "You Are My Cheeseburger" one of the OGs?
Oh. I don't remember the lyrics to that one, but I do.
Okay,
yes.
good.
Yes. Dang, I'm gonna have to look up all these lyrics and sing them later.
Oh, they are so good. Oh, broccoli, celery, gotta be VeggieTales.
Yes, gotta be. Yeah.
And somebody else, I don't know his stance on vegetables, but somebody else who is just as epic as VeggieTales is Epic Insanity. And Epic Insanity.
Oh yeah.
What time is it?
It's time to go around the table.
Great idea. So what are you up to?
Well, I just built my new computer. Woo!
Nice.
That's been fun.
Well, give me all the specs.
Okay. Oh, dude, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Because I don't know my tech, but I always salivate over tech. So
No, my problem is I built computers about 10 years ago when it was very different.
Yes.
And I went to build one this time, and I had to have so much help. I literally did a online stream so people could help me.
Nice.
Because it's so different now.
It is.
And I got to the point where I had to take the parts from my other computer to put into it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't be online anymore. I was so nervous. So I luckily had so much help. It was amazing. The community is great, So I was able to put it together, and it worked.
I'm always amazed at people who can talk about computers and be like, oh yeah, I water cooled my RAM so that way it went into the 3090 and the 3090 turns around and my rainbow. Okay, you have a
I don't know if it's a water cooler.
I mean, I've got a ton of coolers in the garage because our family just collects coolers.
Oh.
But
Yeah,
I don't think
I have one of those coolers right next to my computer so I can drink.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I have that cooler. No, it's a mini fridge, so
that's
does
the
job.
best. And if you ever have guests, you can charge them to use your mini fridge, and then that way you make money.
At the hotel motel.
Yes. So nice.
Yeah. So, and then I've been running, pushing keys. We're trying to get 15s again, as usual, per usual. Yeah. That's our thing. Even though they did, I feel like they took away a lot from that because they wanted raids to be the thing, obviously. But we're doing that too. I'm running 2 raid groups, so that's been fun. And then obviously doing rep to get my renowned on all 4 covenants so I can see all the stories
Yeah.
and get all the things, you know. But yeah, that's a lot of work. I put out 3 new guides this week on my website. That was a lot.
Oh, I bet. And
It's the hardest thing
Well-
because it's a lot of information and trying to make sure it's legible and it's not just in my head that it's
Yeah.
legible.
because like you'll probably write it out the same way I do. Like I write something out and like this makes so much sense, and then I send it over
Yeah,
to
it
one of
makes sense. And then I have my friend read it. What?
Yeah, you did the what into the what into the where?
Wait, who's Larry?
Yes.
Who's this cucumber? I don't know who that is. I don't. Oh, all right. I'll redo it.
Yes. Like, come
So
on.
yeah. And now we're doing PvP guides.
Nice.
Yeah, but I've had so much help, and I'm just so thankful that I've had that to help. You know, where we're putting all our ideas in, and I'm like, all right, how do I do this? How do I do that? Because I'm starting a mage one. This week's is going to be mage for the next podcast, so it's really exciting. But yeah,
So-
other than that, it's the podcast. It's, you know, keeping up with merch. We got new
Yeah.
merch coming
Ooh,
out.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm getting some of it in the mail so that I can take pictures for the website. I'm gonna be the new model.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Strike a pose. Yes.
Yeah, I know, right? Girl.
Yes.
So yeah, that's a little nerve-wracking too, because you know we all have those expectations of our body,
Yeah, and
you know. So
I don't know if you've gotten it, but I had an Instagram person this past week go on to my Instagram and be like, "You need to fix your teeth," and thankfully everybody can be like,
Oh.
I blasted this person on Twitter because I was a
do
little.
you want to? No, I need to fix my teeth, girl.
Oh,
Me too. Me
'cause-
too.
And it's like I have not been to
That
get
is
my
the
teeth
thing.
cleaned, and it's like, so
Yeah.
Do you ever get harassment from people?
Oh yeah. I have a large scar on my arm because I had spinal meningitis when I was little, and I have a little finger here. Let me just. That is something nobody in the Twitch community knew till today.
Oh wow.
Yes, I had spinal meningitis, and it got scars all over. I've got a scar here, across my cheek, everywhere. I've got a really big one up my arm. It looks like a shark bite. That's what I told kids when I was little, because kids are mean. Because I surfed.
Oh, you surfed.
But yeah, girl, I get it. It sucks.
Yeah,
People are mean.
and like they expect a certain image of you that you can't deliver.
Yeah. Nope. You're never going to be able to. So
No.
they don't need to be there anyway.
And-
They don't need to be in our community anyway. And that's how I feel about it.
And I only want to make a community where everybody's accepted for who they are.
Exactly. So if you're not accepting, then you can leave. Then it
Absolutely.
doesn't matter to me.
There's a reason why during my Twitch chat, one of the ones that says a lot often is just a reminder that Black Lives Matter. I'm like, if somebody doesn't support that, why?
Then fuck them.
Absolutely. Well, not literally. I don't think
always forget it, and then I go, oh yeah, you said we could go.
Yeah. There's been a new change on Frazly that ever since I've come out, I'm like cursing something that I'm like, why did I ever
okay.
feel? So
I just thought you hung out with Morley Gray too much. You know?
no, I was already corrupted before they got their hands on me. I just realized how that sounded.
Wait a minute. You're killing. Yeah, let's rewind.
Yes. So I wanted to like this. I wanted to talk about the community in an amazing way. So I'm very excited that we as a community have raised $100 for the NAACP's Legal Defense and Educational Fund.
Wow.
And that's after raising over $2,800 for Trans Lifeline. So in the past 2 months, we've raised over $2,900 for amazing charities.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
And it has been like
And not Love Sweet Charity, other charity.
oh yes. Very good distinction, all that. But
Yeah.
this was my first charity stream that I've like ever done. Like
Nice.
I've been working on incentives for it. Like the one I added this time was for $10 donations. You get to see FrazlCorn for 10 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
And it's so cute and fluffy.
Just like in Despicable Me, yes.
I love it.
It's so fluffy, I'm gonna die.
yes. And speaking of dying, well, I've been in A Link to the Past and Breath of the Wild, dying a lot.
Oh my, so good though.
Yes, so good.
So good.
And
Yes, I have a Zelda tattoo.
Ooh.
Yeah, wait, let me see. Can you see it?
Yeah, the Triforce. Nice.
Yeah, that's my mark. You know how the mark of the legend? That's why I put it there.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
You are just like oozing.
Nerd. I know. You see all my nerd
I love
stuff.
it. Yeah, because like you have the child. I have to say,
He's watching over us right now.
always. I got a feeling somebody's watching me. I'm gonna stop there before I get any.
Somebody's watching me. Okay.
I'm gonna stop there before I get any DMCA. So that's
I know,
always scary.
right? We have to be good.
Yes, we have to be good. We have to be sweet. You have to be full of love and charity. But I'm curious, what's behind your name?
I mean, it's my name. That's my real name. It's probably the best thing my mama ever gave me.
I love that.
Yeah, I always go back to my name. Like, the problem is I love so many things.
Yeah.
And it was hard to find something. I made up a name called Molenkai when I first started. It just kind of was like, oh, that sounds pretty. I'll do that. And then, I don't know, it just didn't stick. And then I'm a Mass Effect fan. I have a Mass Effect tattoo too, but it's on my shoulder.
Nice.
So I went with Shepard on everything. But it's always taken.
Yeah.
Because it's Shepard. Duh.
Absolutely.
Why?
And plus,
Yeah.
with all of the Mass Effect love, there's probably a lot of
yeah.
sheep. I had to put a fun in there. Shepherd, sheep.
Yeah.
I tried.
Well, it works for me though because I'm religious.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yes.
So I was like, yeah, the Shepherd. And then there's the Grey's Anatomy lovers that are like, oh, it's Shepherd from. No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's a video game, but cool. You know, I love Grey's Anatomy too, but that I was like, no, it's Shepherd. You know, Shepherd. So.
And I have to ask, are you gonna be playing the new remaster once it's out?
Oh, hell yeah. I'm excited to be able to play it again because I had it on the other PlayStation and I don't have that anymore.
Same.
Mine broke. And then I tried to do it on Xbox and then my Xbox broke. So I'm excited to be able to play it all the way through for like who knows how many 10th time. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm just so all about it. So.
I started on the PS3 and you had Mass Effect 2 and 3. So I went from 2 to 3.
Mm-hmm.
But then I don't think actually you ever finished 3. But the Mass Effect 1 came out on PS3 and I never I finished 1, but then I never finished 2, and then I never finished 3. So this time I'm going to finally finish all 3.
The trifecta.
Yeah, because I loved it. Oh, go ahead.
I have to say that, you know, all of the bad things that happened with Andromeda, it made me so sad because it would have been a great game if they didn't push it out so soon. And that's what, when Shadowlands was having trouble, I was like, please don't be Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Please don't do it to me again, because that killed it because they pushed it out too soon and the game was explodey. So I was super upset when that happened, and I was worried that would happen to them because of the Andromeda.
Yeah.
So.
And we've already had some areas where like people. Now I played alpha and beta, so it's definitely been much improved since then. But I know that's definitely been one that people have levied. Was it ready too soon sometimes?
Yeah. So yeah, I did. So then I was like, oh, sweet charity, because I'm about kindness.
Yeah.
You know, that's my thing. If anybody can give anything to this world, just give kindness, and you'll make it. You know, that's what everybody should give.
Yeah.
And then later on, I just put in the Love Sweet Charity to get the names and places, and that's just what I stuck with. That's my email, and I went with that on everything. And now, you know, Matt calls me Malibu Charity because I apparently am a drunk. So I don't know. It just stuck.
Yeah.
Because I love rum and Malibu, and so that's the thing. They're like, what up? And so now my intro on the show is, hey, it's Malibu Charity.
That's what, and
Yeah.
that confused me because at first I was like, you're a Love Sweet Charity, but then your mouth. So I was like,
Yeah, it's cause Mac. I'd call him Frying Pan Mac, but you know he won't.
Oh,
say
okay.
it. So, cause he gets hit in the head with a frying pan from his wife all the time.
I bet they play a lot of PUBG together, right?
Yeah, sounds good.
So, how did you get into gaming? Because you mentioned a lot of games, but what's your gaming origin story?
So, when I was little, my parents didn't let me play video games. They didn't like it.
Oh, yeah.
Go outside, which, you know, it was the 90s. That's what we did. We went outside.
Yeah.
But all of my friends had consoles. So I'd go over to their house and we'd play video games. And it was addicting. And then I pretty, you know, parents, you know, blood isn't that great in this world. So I wasn't lucky enough to have that great of blood. And I went out into the real world on my own. And you know what I was? A closet gamer.
Yes.
Because I just, that's all I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Was play video games. So yeah, and then it was over from there. I played so much Zelda. It's not even funny. GameCube was probably the first console I bought myself because that was the time for me. I was in college and
Yeah.
And then a friend had a computer, so I started playing on the computer, and that went with, you know, Battlefield, and I started playing Battlefield, and, you know, the rest is history. So, yeah.
Nice. And
Yeah.
GameCube was such a good era. I missed it. I had N64 and the Wii, but I missed GameCube era. And
The best thing about GameCube for me was they came out with the original Zeldas, and they put them on the GameCube, so I got to play them. And I never had gotten to play them. And that was the part that made it the best, was I still have those discs of the original Zeldas for GameCube, because they did, you know, they did it with the Wii and everything too.
Yeah.
But they didn't put out the originals at first, and now they have. You put out Majora's Mask, Link to the Past, all those. And I had never played them, and after playing Wind Waker, that was my first Zelda game, was Wind Waker.
Ooh.
I had to play them all.
yeah.
I was hooked. Yeah.
And
So I was, like I said, closet gamer. Everybody else had done this long ago, but I was like, it's new for me. So.
And see, that's why I never get anybody who's like, oh, that's old stuff, because I'm always like discovering
No.
shows and movies.
Well, you said you just started playing Zelda, and I'm so excited for you.
Oh, yes. I'm having a
so
great...
good.
And I see people playing Breath of the Wild and playing A Link to the Past. Like,
Dude, I had to quit WoW for that time.
I don't blame
Playing
you.
Zelda,
It's so good.
I had to quit because there's so much.
Yeah.
So much. So those like 4 months, all I did was play Zelda. Yeah. I was worried that would happen with Animal Crossing too, but it didn't. I was able to. My friends were like, "Where are you? Why aren't you on here doing it?" Because I'm playing. I gotta sell my neighbor so that I can get this neighbor. They're like, "Are you slave trading? You're slave trading again, aren't you?" No, maybe. I need the coins.
I'm always sad when like I was trying to get one of like I found it was the little rat one that I so wanted it, and like
Bella?
yes
Yes, I had Bella.
she was on my island, and I was like, you're so cute, and then like, okay,
She's adorable.
do you want to come to my island? Well, I will, but you need to play this card game. Oh, you got it wrong.
No.
I'm like,
I hate that crap.
I know, it's like
Crap. Yeah, I learned how to turn off the console when they say no so that I can go back and try again.
Smart.
I cheated.
Hey, it's not cheating.
Whatever.
I
needed it.
I've started doing the loading save states in Zelda, where like, especially in the Link to the Past, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna save here. I die. Okay, go back in and try again.
Nope, just kidding. I'm starting over.
Yeah.
It didn't happen.
Yeah, never happened.
Didn't happen. We're moving on. Just take a drink, move on.
Just like in it's just like in WandaVision.
See? There you go. Didn't happen.
So, how did you get into Blizzard and World of Warcraft?
Well, like I said, Battlefield
Yeah.
was my gateway drug.
Well,
I played that as much as I played WoW now. Like,
Now-
all day long.
By Battlefield, which version? The 1942 or the one?
It started with that.
Nice.
And
I love
then
that one.
then Vietnam. That was my thing, and I was playing that Vietnam while I was playing WoW.
Oh.
And I still hear the songs that
Yes!
they come on the radio, and I still go, oh my god, like I hear it in my head because I played so many hours of that damn game in college.
I used to always
Cussing at
love
people.
like getting in the Jeep in the Vietnam, and I know I turned the radio on, and I know it gave you away to the enemy. I always died, but it was so much fun.
Yes, and you could hear them playing in the background. Guy, down.
Yes.
Yeah.
The bird is the
I
word.
fell asleep to that. Yeah. The bird. The bird is the word. Bird. Woo! Yeah. And in the background. Yeah. It was awesome.
Such a
Yeah. That's what we fell asleep to that at night in college, didn't you?
absolutely.
That's not normal. Okay. So yeah, that was my gateway. And then somebody told me, you need to play this game. You like fantasy. You would really like this. And I was like, all right, but I won't be on with my clan. I gotta get on. Really, just Charity, you need to get on this game and play it. And I'm like, it's not even out yet. It's beta. It's gonna suck. It did not suck.
No, and it's still here 16 years later.
Dude, I did not log off the entire day. I missed out on a couple of homework assignments due to WoW. Yeah, I had a problem. They had to pry me away, my friends. Yes, I didn't go out. I was those people that they're like, these guys are addicted to World of Warcraft. It's a problem. No, I was just dumb and didn't log off or go out with my friends to eat anymore because I wanted to order Taco Bell and play my stupid druid all day long. So, yeah, it was crack.
And it is such an engaging world, and so much you can do in it.
The problem with WoW is there's something for everyone.
Yeah.
You can spend hours doing practically nothing and still get something out of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's one of the issues that the developers come into, then they're trying to balance the game for every type of
Yeah.
playstyle.
Yep. So they have to have sections for everything. They're like, okay, you guys are gonna deal with the RP. Okay. You gotta make sure our RPers are happy. Okay. And you, Fred, you gotta deal with mechanics. Ah, fuck mechanics. I don't want to do mechanics. I thought that was Al's job. Well, Al is not very good at it. Fred, so you're gonna have to deal with the mechanics. So there, I imagine these meetings in my head of them trying to figure out who's gonna do these things because you're okay, Al. You're balancing the classes this expansion.
Oh no!
Could you imagine having that job? No,
Oh, I
there's
know.
too much. I'm in awe of what they do. So when things go wrong, I'm just like, dude, I couldn't have done it.
Me either.
I'm not gonna be mad.
Yeah.
I ain't mad.
I-
No.
I would not want to be the one to have everybody
No.
writing in a forum post. Why did this person do this? I can't believe
Yeah.
they made the decision.
Oh my god. Could you imagine answering the letters?
No.
I'd be like, you're stupid. Fuck you. I'm not answering. Go watch some Frazzly. Gain some kindness. Okay?
Oh, thank you.
Go watch some Frazzly, and then maybe we will answer your fucking post, okay?
And hopefully there's somebody, like Blizzard person out there being like, yes.
Yes. Yeah, I would only hope that I'm that cool.
I hope I'm cool. I just I like talking.
I've been playing way too long to think otherwise, so I'm just gonna pretend they think I exist. So.
Hey, I've always heard that like streaming and stuff like that there's somebody that there's a wall back when they've been at Blizzard headquarters. I've heard that there's a wall where streams are just played, and you never know if your stream is one of the ones that's being put up there because.
Oh hell yeah! We can get all fancy now.
Yeah, you're like, hi Blizzard HQ. I mean, right now it's empty. Like we're speaking to an empty HQ because nobody's there. They haven't been there since last
probably.
March.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
God, you got me all excited.
I'm sorry. Well, there are plants. I have heard that that they've been working on all the Blizzard plants. That somebody's been walking around and taking care of all the plants that are there. So at least somebody's getting to entertainment.
Hopefully.
So
somebody's getting educated.
for those empty halls where our words are echoing around there, what would you say is one of your favorite gaming memories?
Oh my god. I'd have to say downing heroic Ragnaros
Ooh.
in Anomaly back in Cataclysm.
Yes.
Because that's when I was at my peak of I'm the best. You know, like I was like, yeah, I got the top gear and I've got the top blah, 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 blah. You know, it was just one of the we worked really hard and we were the top on our server at the time, and there was this competition going on between us and Deal With It on the Alliance because we were Horde. And it was like that, oh, they got this kill, and then we got this kill, and they got the... And at that point, I don't even remember who got first, but downing it, the last boss, and getting it on her, and just... we did it, dudes. Like, we freaking did it. It was amazing. The feeling, the rush was amazing. And I had that same feeling when I started doing 15s with my group this past in BFA. We came into the game late, but for us it was such amazing accomplishment of us working together so hard to get these things correct and getting all the 15s on all of the dungeons and getting that title and that ugly ass mount was just the most exciting thing for me, that I was like, oh my god, I actually did it. Like, I actually have a little bit of skill still. I'm getting up there, So it's amazing that to feel like I did it. Like, I did that challenge thing, and it felt the same way with the Mage Towers in Legion, to do that challenge mode where it was just about you and whatever was there and feel that feeling. So those are probably my moments, or those moments of downing things that were horrendously hard and took skill and a lot of time. So those are probably and all of us, yes! And my raid leader, he'd be like, let's go! And I'd be like, oh, we did good, he said let's go! So, it's exciting.
And I have to say, that's always been an amazing thing about gaming, is you're able to challenge yourself and to like get that sense of adrenaline. You're like, I did this! Yes!
Oh, I know. Even if it's something nobody's ever gonna see, it's about that self feeling.
Yeah. And you get so
For
much
sure.
so much of a joy out of that. Well, someone may not see it, but they can definitely hear it, both here and you are on a podcast called Lion's Pride Tavern.
I am. It's like amazing.
So for those who don't know what Lion's Pride Tavern is, and hopefully they do because I was on it about a year back or more.
Pride Tavern.
What is the...
Oh yeah, that was the best episode ever.
And how long ago was that? Because that feels like so long ago.
Too long. You need to come back on the show.
I want to come back.
Yeah, you need to come back so we can talk about VeggieTales.
Exactly.
Make everyone feel weird.
Yes. I love my lips.
Oh, I know. My lip. Yeah. It's a lip. Yeah.
I am with Ant. I'm having so much fun in this episode. This has been great.
Good. Yeah. Oh, Ant's one of our hosts sometimes on the show. Yeah, he used to host, and he comes on every once in a while. He's our monk healer. He's amazing.
Nice.
Yeah. He's my buddy. He's my pal. He's a good guy.
So, what is Lion's Pride Tavern for those who may not know?
So I had to write this one down because I was trying to think, what can I say to make people understand what it is? So Lion's Pride Tavern is about, obviously, World of Warcraft. It includes raids, tips on gold making, collecting, mythics, and now, recently, I've started doing PvP, but not limited to, because I swear we do a World of Warcraft podcast, but for some reason, my co-hosts love to just rabbit trail. So
Never.
we end up talking about cooking recipes. Oh, what did you cook this week, guys? Oh, do you want to know how to make these potatoes? Come on. Nobody's listening to this show to get your cook. Obviously they are, because they ask about it. That's
Yeah.
the question we get the next week is, hey, can I get that recipe?
And I mean,
Okay.
for me, there was a discussion on Twitter, a very valid one, but a discussion on Twitter, and like for me, this is a WoW show, but I love some of the other stuff. Like I love the tangents.
We're all geeks here.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah. So that's our show. That's what it's supposed to be about, but we kind of go off on a ramble. I really like to the idea of the show is we're sitting around a table drinking, talking about the week.
Yes.
Yeah, we're sitting. He has the Lion's Pride Tavern music, metal style, and he did such a good job with the music and everything. And he's been working on this podcast for so long, and it's that feeling of sitting around the table with your friends and being with them. So wherever you are, you can feel like you're sitting in Discord with your friends talking about the week and WoW, and that's what it's supposed to be about.
That's one of the underlying themes of the show is like that.
Yeah.
I'm at a table with a friend and people that I may not
We're
know.
Just hanging out, drinking. You're cool.
Absolutely, yeah. Drinking lots and lots.
We're all friends here.
Yeah.
Dwarf burping in the corner. Whatever.
And Zort's on the table getting coffee. Cap's trying to steal gold from all of us because Cap. Whenever I run dungeons with Cap likes to try to steal copper from me.
See, and that's going on. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's just normal. That stuff in the background.
So, how did you get into podcasting?
Well, I played a lot of WoW, and I admired streamers, obviously. When it was barely starting, and I was like, you know what? I'm sure somebody would want to maybe watch this. So, I started streaming when it was still Justin TV.
Oh, yes! Wow!
Yeah, I've been doing it too long. I don't even know. Like, I think I wrote in the notes how long, and I don't think it's right. As soon as you could, pretty much, I started. Even when nobody was watching. There was always 0 viewers. But, it just, I don't know. It felt like something I was giving back. So, I did it, and sometimes people would come in, ask a question, and they'd leave, But it's hard to get your name out there.
Yeah.
So I really loved listening to podcasts, and I was an addict, and I would listen to them all the time and in between. And yeah, I guess that's kind of it. I didn't really have a reason. I just liked gaming, and I wanted to share it with and have some kind of a community, because all I did was sit in the house. Who was I going to talk to? Myself. So yeah, it went from there. I guess, you know what? A good thing that it helped with was depression, because I was going through an abusive relationship, and it was good to have that sense of, there's people out there watching. If something happens, the whole world's watching, right?
Yeah.
So it was a sense of safety. So I guess that's kind of where I was when I started. But yeah, I've been doing it for way too long, and nothing came out of it. So yeah.
Well, would you say that during that time period, it also helped give you a sense of a community?
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, because you felt like you were a part of those people that you watched all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you actually knew them, because they would come on and say something and then, take off or whatever. But yeah, for sure.
So, so when did you join the Lion's Pride Tavern? Because you were a host of that show.
So what happened was like I said, I had been streaming for forever.
Yeah.
And I was addicted to podcasts, and I work in a store where I would put up displays, and I don't know how the social media thing works, so I'm not going to say where, but I'd put up displays and built stuff so I could listen to my headphones, because nobody was in the store. It was early hours, and so that's what I did, is I listened to podcasts, and I'd run out like that. I listened to everything, and I'd run out, and I'd have to find stuff. Like I said, I would go and scour the internet for anything to listen to not go fucking insane putting together these little models and things up. Those paper things that you tear apart at the store, they are hard to put together, just so you know. So yeah, that's what we did, and we'd have to take everything off the shelf and put the shelves up, and then it had to be this many dots up, and it was a lot. So I did that, And eventually, see, rabbit trail. Fafford did this to me. It's Fafford's fault. Okay, so so we'd put the display together, and I listened to so much that eventually I had a question because I heard this podcast on Rose podcast, and I was like, oh, I want to listen to it. It sounds great, and I love this lady's accent, Tappuccino. She was hilarious, and I was like, okay, I need to listen to this show. So I started listening, and I loved it so much that I went back as far as I could, just so that I had more content, because I wanted to listen to them all. I mean, the same thing recently happened with Morally Gray. I actually have not kept up with all my podcasts because I needed to go back and listen to them, because I can't start in the middle of the story.
Yeah.
So I needed to hear his version, So it's been great. But anyway, so I asked him a question, which was on my YouTube. It linked to my YouTube, all that stuff. And he found me. He liked my video because it was some silly video of me dragging a pot through Pandaria, going, oh my god, this quest, I'm a goblin and this pot is stuck to me and I'm dragging it around. I don't know if you guys have done that quest, but it's the funniest
I've done that
ever.
one.
So you're dragging it through all of Pandaria, and I'm this tiny little person. And I just going on and on about it. And so he messaged me, and we started talking, and he asked me to come raid with them. I was like, hell yeah, I want to come raid with you. Fangirled, just like I am right now, all nerve-wracked because I'm hanging out with Fraz. But, so, yeah, and it just went from there. And then he was like, do you want to be a host? First he said, do you want to be a guest? Because we want to have somebody on the show that's, a fan, blah, blah. But I'm like, yeah, I'll come. And that's when Tap was really, really into it still. And then eventually they were like, hey, you really like this. Do you want to be a host? Oh my God, my dream. It's my dream come true. So, I mean, ever since then, it's really been a godsend for me, because it's not what you know, it's who you know. And I had been streaming for, like I said, since the very beginning, and nothing. Yeah. Until I started podcasting. And now I mean, it's not a lot to everybody else, but to me it's a lot. 10 viewers a night is a lot to me. So before it was nothing. And so it's exciting. I mean, it feels like, and then the community is just, God, it's gotten me through so much, and it's amazing. And yeah, it's been great. So sorry, I just ramble. So
and so kind of going into the next question, because what would you say? So you would say that being on this show has been one of the would you say that being on this show has been the best thing that's happened to you?
Yes, because all of my life, WoW has been my thing, and the only place I've ever felt like I could give back to has been the gaming community, and I know a lot, and I would feel like my time has been wasted, if that makes any sense to anyone, if I didn't have a way to give that back. So with the website that I have with all my tips that I say every week, helping people that have never played before and want to learn, that's what it's about. I really just want a place for someone who doesn't know things to be able to come and go, oh, that's how I do that, without it being this complicated ass chart that nobody's gonna understand, that when they just started, that they can ask questions, whatever they want. That's why we bring in people that, even on the podcast, we bring people that have never raided before. We bring them into this place that is so much work has gone into, and it's the first time they've ever gotten to do that and have this sense of this huge community working together. I mean, companies started doing this instead of golfing because it was so good at making you work with each other and about teamwork and about having that. And all of that's, I can't believe that somebody wouldn't be able to experience that because they don't know anyone. Well, that's stupid. You don't know anyone, so you can't go raid, or I don't have the best gear, or I've never done it before. It's like being like, oh, you can't have this job because you have no experience. How am I supposed to get experience if you don't give me a chance? So, yeah, that's what we do. We bring in people that have never raided before. We teach them. I make guides that have never, some people have never PvP'd before and they're afraid. I get it. You walk in and you get slaughtered.
Yeah.
It's not fun. But with the guide, at least you have an idea of, hey, if this happens, I can do this. I don't have to be afraid. So I love the idea of taking all of this knowledge that I've built up, because it's not going anywhere else, and giving it to the community so that they can use that. And this podcast really made that a thing. I would have never gotten anywhere without this podcast. It really changed everything.
And
yeah,
even in the pre-show, I don't always like to talk about pre-show, but you mentioned something that was really cool, that you've had people come into the raid who have never raided before, and you're helping them clear.
Yeah, we cleared heroic last year. Well, it is last year. We cleared heroic and BFA, and these are people that have never done it before. And they're clearing heroic. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Of course, we have people that are in there that are all about, they've been doing it a long time. They're my friends, my family even. I have somebody who I consider family outside of WoW in there, and it's so cool that I'm able to take these people that have just never experienced it and go, hey, this is how you do it. And no, that's okay. You messed up. It's cool, man. We're all scrubs.
Yeah.
It's fine. We're all going to make mistakes, but as long as they're trying and they're working hard to fix it, we can do it. It's the people that don't want to take criticism, that don't want to change anything, that don't try do better next time. Those are the ones that we don't want.
Yeah.
Other than that, no, we're all about it. It's great.
And Tiny Fear is saying that our first heroic AOTC was the last raid in Legion. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah. It's amazing to know that we got people that have never stepped into a raid AOTC.
Yeah.
It's amazing to think about that. That's an accomplishment.
And I have to say, I love how in all this, how it's helped boost your streaming, because as you mentioned, you started on Justin.tv, and
it's so long I've been doing it.
Yeah.
I'm doing nothing, going nowhere.
Well,
Yeah.
I would say I had somebody on Twitter recently ask me about, not me specifically, but I've been following them, and they were like, they had just started a week ago, and they had no viewers, and I said, how long have you been going? And I'm like, it can take a long time, and
long time.
Some people get lucky, some people don't.
Some people get lucky. So a good example is Yum TV. I don't know if there are people that are gonna know, but he just blew up about a year ago, and he's been streaming forever.
Yeah.
So, and now he's like, everybody's watching him, and I'm like, see, it just takes a mention, it just takes a word, it just takes a hey, this guy, blah 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 blah. That's why I'm so big on the community, because, like I said, if I had not gotten involved in the podcast, nothing would have changed. And that's why I'm so about reaching out to the community to get help. And this community is amazing. We're all about helping. So yeah,
and
reach out.
Would you say that streaming is not as much about you streaming, but the people that you're interacting with?
Yes, because I even said that, I think, in the pre-show, that, or even to my friend about doing this, that I'm like, usually I go in and I have 3 people to work off of. Me and Fafford have this love-hate Antic thing, where I love him to pieces, but I call him an idiot all the time because that's what we do, oh, Fafford's dead again. Oh, stupid hunter, that's what we do. So, but I don't have that. I'm just me right now. So it's hard sometimes to not have that to work off of. And I think that's why podcasts do so much better, because it is more community than just about that person.
Yeah.
You got to get a lot out of one person sitting there by themselves. You really do. And that's why there are some couples that are doing Twitch now. I forget their name, but they're amazing. You had them on your show at one point.
Generic Live. Yes. I was like,
yes. So because they can work off each other and talk to each other, and it's something else going on, and they can start conversations, and it's really hard to do that when you're by yourself.
oh yeah.
So, for sure.
That's been one of the things that I realized that has been a disadvantage. I've been working on that, but it takes, as you know, it takes a long time.
Well, that's why it's so amazing what you're doing is bringing in people from the community. So you have a different conversation every time you do this.
Yeah.
So that's why yours is doing so well, because you're bringing in different backgrounds, different people, different genders, different everything, and you have completely different conversations every time. To me, that's awesome. I wish we could have a guest every week. So I didn't talk about the same. So Favre didn't say the same dad joke every week.
I will say it's harder to do guests when you have more than one other co-host, because early on in this show, we had an episode.
Yeah, you don't get a word in.
Exactly, and
I'm sure
we brought a guest on. We never talked about to the guest for like half an hour. The guests left because they were bored. I remember this.
Oh my gosh.
It was a big learning experience.
Wow, that's crazy. Oh my gosh.
And
you live, you learn.
Yes. and Cap's right. I also lay the smackdown on asshats that
Sorry, my kid.
You're all good. You're all good. Hey, that's one thing about podcasting is it shows real life, and it shows.
Oh, we're real people.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm a real mom.
Yeah. If you need to go take care of it, it's all good.
No,
Okay.
my husband.
Okay,
He's mad.
Oh.
The cat kept him up.
Oh,
Yeah.
those cats.
Yeah, that's parenting.
Yes.
It's my cat. Yeah.
Okay. So, what advice would you give someone wanting to get into a creative pursuit like podcasting or Twitch?
So, like I said, the biggest thing for me is reaching out. I worked so long to do it on my own. So long. Because I wanted it to be mine. I wanted to have control of it. All those things. But even, it's not what you know. It's who you know.
Yeah.
And ask people that you admire in the community. If you admire them, then they're doing something that you like, and that's where you want to go. So, start asking them, reach out, email them. If they're usually, our community is so good, they don't ignore you unless they're a really big dick and you don't want to talk to them anyway.
Yeah.
Because I don't know anyone that doesn't eventually reach out to you, except for apparently Sharm, because she's black. She gets emails too much from us to come on the show because Fafford's such a fan.
Okay.
But that's a different story. That's
Okay.
'cause he's stalking her. I don't know.
Because I was like, Charm. I thought she was pretty charming.
No, that's because it's not her. It's Fafford.
Oh, okay, it's bad. Okay.
I have no idea. He's such a fan of her, and
I mean, she's amazing.
she doesn't answer our emails anymore. But I don't know anyone, and like I said, the reason I heard about Frazly and the reason I heard about Lions Pride Tavern is because of Ro.
Oh.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not because I went on and searched. You know how hard it was until Ro made his new website to find WoW Podcasts? It was so hard. You type it in, and they didn't bring them all up.
Yeah.
They didn't. It was like 4 of them, and the 4 that were like Blizzard ones.
Yeah.
That was it. And it was hard to find them. And then Ro's show was on there, so I listened to it, and that's how I found my podcasts, by going and listening to his show. And now, I mean, it's amazing. He made this whole thing all about all the podcasts, and it's been awesome, to see that, to have that place. But before, you didn't have that, and I would have never heard of any of these shows. So my recommendation is to reach out.
Yeah.
Fraz is right here. I'm right there, and we all answer email.
Absolutely.
We're not Demi Moore or any of these people, we will answer you eventually.
Yeah.
Even if you just want advice, we could start watching your stream maybe, and if we like it, we could be like, hey, I just started watching Violet the other day. She's really good. You should go and check her out, blah, blah, and it might bump you up. You don't know. Just a mention or one watcher saying something. It's about word of mouth. That's how business works. So, yeah, our community is one of the best communities for that. You're not going to be turned down.
And it's a community that's very much not competitive. That
oh, we are fans of each other.
Exactly.
I'm all about talking about other podcasts on my show because I'm so a fan.
Yeah.
I fangirl every time I talk about other podcasts because that's how I started. Yeah.
And I feel bad. There are podcasts that I've been backlogged on, and new podcasts I want to listen to because
I know. I've done that because of Morally Gray. I had to catch up.
Oh yes.
So I haven't listened to so many recently. What is it? One of the shows has a new host, and I haven't gotten to listen to any of the podcasts with the new host on it. And apparently, she's awesome.
Okay.
I just talked about it earlier because I was trying to go and play Horde with them.
So can you?
Merely a setback.
Yes.
They have a new host, and she's apparently awesome. So, but I haven't gotten to listen to it because I'm backlogged. I'm finally in the 90s, so I only have 20 episodes left, and I'll be caught up, and then I can listen to all my shows frequently. But I had to catch up with the story so I could be involved on Discord with those crazy people because they crack me up.
If you've got a message for Jennifer, what would that be?
Oh my god. You fucking titty-loving boys, you. You guys are awesome. I go to work and I deal with depression and anxiety and I'm having a hard time with all these things in my life, and I go to work, I put those headphones on and I laugh for 4 to 6 hours, however long the shift is that day, and I am immersed in the hilariousness of you guys just hanging out and drinking, and you don't understand how much you can do by just being yourselves and telling this amazing story in your own way, so that we can all enjoy in your hilarity and the non-brains of fear so that he can be, hosted to on there. It's amazing. It really gets you through the day, and that's how I feel about most of the podcasts. They get me through the day so that I can get over my work shift. So for sure.
And I want to end the show on that because you said something that's so perfect, that the community and being yourself and the power of speaking into the void. The power of speaking into.
Yeah.
You don't know.
I think so. Yeah. That's got to be it, because like I said, I think one of the things that was on your questions was what got you through 2020.
Yes. Oh yes. Yes.
That's important to me to mention, because this year was my anxiety, my depression, all of those things, and I'm bipolar to boot because, blood is blood.
Yeah.
And I've always been able to control all that, but this year really, really got me. And I think that what happened was, I pretty much had an intervention from my family, and they're like, no, you need to go and fix this so that you can have a life. And it's important to deal with those things so that you can have a life, and don't feel like you're the only one. I think 75% of my friends deal with any one of those things. So this year has been tough on a lot of people.
Yeah.
And don't feel like you can't talk about it. Talk to someone. Even if you don't get medication, talk to someone so you can learn how to deal with it. Because that's what it's all about, is finding this community especially. We're all about helping each other. So, yeah, for sure. That's probably the best thing was, If you said 2021, I would have said being on this show.
Aww.
I wish you said this because that's what I would have said. But, you know, I had to do 2020. Whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Depression.
Well, and I'm so with you. Like mine, and when I say this, I mean it more in empathy. I don't want to center, but like 2020 for me had a lot of change and a lot of things I had to go through. And I talked about it publicly online and on the podcast on Twitter.
Know.
And people were out there like that. Other people who have had similar experiences to me came forward and we talked. And yeah, I'm with you. That knowing that our minds want to tell us that we're all alone, that we are the only ones going through this shit. But
That's it. It's only me. But it's not. It really isn't. You'd be surprised how similar the guy, your neighbor, is to you.
Yeah.
How many of those things they're dealing with too. Yeah. And especially in our WoW community, everybody's dealing with, you know, hearing their friends talk about this mount that they got on the first roll. They walked in. When I've been farming it for weeks, you know, everybody's dealing with the same shit. So reach out for sure.
And
then you could have a friend like Fraz, and it's so cool.
Oh, Charity. Oh, well, Charity, I'm sad to say this, but I think we've reached the end of the show for this time.
Oh my God, I made it! I got through it.
You did, you made it. Have a victory sip of wine.
Cheers, baby. Cheers, girlfriend.
Cheers. Well, I want to thank you for being on tonight. This has been an absolute blast. And if you were nervous, believe me, I was nervous. I'm always nervous before. Yeah.
How? You do this so much.
Every guest, I want to give.
I know.
And
I get it because we do the same thing on our podcast. And I'm like, every time we have a guest, I'm nervous.
And
so I don't know how you do it every week.
Sometimes just going in and like tonight, I'll add it because it's the end of the show. Forgot to press record in the beginning. Because we use Squadcast, it has backups of the recording. So, but I get nervous.
That's a stressor.
Yes. So, where can we find you on the interwebs?
Too many places. No, that's my past. No, I'm just kidding. So you can find me at lovesweetcharity.com for those guides that I put too much work into, and my friends. They're amazing. And then obviously Lions Pride Tavern on most platforms, but starting with Podomatic.com. And they put it out to iTunes, Spotify, all those things you listen on. It's probably there. Even Podbean, if you have I didn't know that till recently. Google has their own platform called Podbean. Or not Google, Samsung, because I have a Samsung now. And then you can, of course, get me on Discord or email lovesweetcharity@gmail.com. And it's no special letters or anything. It's just love, sweet charity on all those things.
And would you say that people should probably send you their favorite VeggieTales silly song?
Yes! Oh my God! Do it! I want to see all the VeggieTales songs so I can sing them to my son.
Oh, yes.
Yes. I'm trying to get the library of all of them because I misplaced most of my DVDs so that he can watch them with me and sing along.
I don't know if they're still in business, but there used to be a service called Just Me Music, and they had a partnership with VeggieTales where you could add your child's name into it, so they would be singing their name in the silly songs.
My child? What are you talking about? I need to put my name on there.
Yes. I have a CD that has my birth name in it, so it's.
Oh my God, that's so cool. Oh, that's awesome. I'll have to look it up for sure.
I don't know if they're still around, but DM me
Maybe.
and I'll send you a copy of what I have.
Yeah, yeah.
And as we go, do you have a water buffalo?
I need a water buffalo.
I need one too.
We all need a water buffalo.
Where they get them, we don't know.
We don't know, but we need a water buffalo.
And I'm going to